Hey guys, today we're going to be going over 10 found footage movies that actually fooled its viewers into thinking that the footage that they watched was real. Coming up. What's going on, guys? I'm Mark. Welcome back to another video. If you like found footage, hit subscribe, hit the bell notification, that way you don't miss anything in the future. So if you're a fan of found footage, chances are you've had one. One of those movies that actually scared you and fooled you into thinking that what you watched actually happened. I've put together a list of several different found footage movies that at one point or another fooled its viewers. But before we get into the list, we have a few obvious mentions to get out of the way, just in the spirit of keeping the list fresh and interesting right up until the end. Obvious mention number one being no other than The Blair Witch Project. This probably goes down in found footage history as the film that fooled viewers right across the board. The found footage genre was very young in 1999, leaving viewers pretty easy to fool. The story follows three student filmmakers, Heather, Mike, and Josh. They want to film a documentary about the Blair Witch. So they head off to Burkittsville and conduct a bunch of interviews with the citizens that live there.
We're doing a documentary about the Blair Witch.
Oh.
It's about her, about the ghosts and legends of Maryland.
Yeah, it's a story my grandmother used to tell us all. Make us go to bed early.
Eventually they end up in the woods. They set up camp.
I'm not usually traveling with two men, if you know what I'm saying.
During the night, when they hear a bunch of strange noises, such as twigs breaking and children's voices from their tent,
Hello?
they decide in the morning they want to book out of there. They try to make their way back to the car. They can't seem to find it. It's almost as if the woods has swallowed them up. They just get hopelessly lost.
We're in the middle of the goddamn woods. We can walk anyway.
We're going this way because that's the way we've been going for a fucking day. We're going this way and that's it. We gotta come across something.
After remaining lost for a couple of days, they eventually wake up one morning to find Josh missing from the tent.
Josh!
So Heather and Mike set out into the woods looking for Josh. They end up hearing his screams off from a distance. Eventually, they end up coming across some big old creepy cabin in the woods.
Holy shit. It's a house.
They still hear Josh's screams in the cabin. They both head inside looking for him.
Mike, where are you?
It's kind of a big mistake because they never end up coming back out of that cabin.
Josh.
Honorable mention number two is Paranormal Activity. This movie follows Katie and Mika. They are new homeowners. Mika has a new camera, and like most of us guys do, when you have a new toy, you tend to overuse it.
Let's go to bed. Turn it off.
All right. I'll sit up in the bed.
Turn it off.
He ends up stumbling across what looks like Paranormal Activity on the camera. He ends up showing this to Katie.
Move by itself.
Oh my
And
god.
then it's not over. Check it out. It moves again.
And she ends up admitting that this type of stuff has been happening to her whole life.
From 13 on, it's happened periodically. Over the past few weeks, things have started happening again.
This, of course, gains Mika's interest. And Mika, being a little bit of a douchebag, continues to record and even provoke the
You
enemy.
have your powder. You can clean it up tomorrow.
Take a deep breath, pop a pill, it's fine.
Katie warns him not to and pleads with him not to. Of course, he ignores her and he just keeps pushing forward. As the days pass, the activity gets more frequent and more aggressive. And by the end of it, when it's all said and done, maybe Mika should have listened to Katie. So guys, with those two obvious entries out of the way, let's get to the top 10 found footage films that fooled everyone. Starting off at the 10th spot on our list, I went with Alien Autopsy, Fact or Fiction from 1995. I know, a little bit of a curveball. It originally aired on Fox Television back in 1995, and to be honest with you, this is one of the movies that has raised the most questions still to date. A lot of people still do question if that 17 minutes of the black and white footage is real. The footage was released by a guy named Ray Santilli. He came out stating that the film footage was authentic of an actual alien body that was recovered from the 1947 Roswell, New Mexico crash. However, in 2006, 11 years later, he came out and stated that the footage that he had provided for the 1995 documentary film was actually a staged reenactment of the actual footage that he witnessed in 1992. He even claims that some actual frames from the real footage was in the 1995 movie, but the frames in entirety, the actual footage that he claims he's seen in 1992 was damaged or something along those lines where he couldn't actually provide it for that film. Still to date, nobody's actually been able to verify the authentic footage. Coming in at number 9 is the Blackwell Ghost. Yeah, I know, probably another one that's out of left field. I'm actually including movies number 1 and 2 together in this entry. Reason being is 1 and 2 kind of tell one story, 3, 4, and 5 kind of tell another story. The films follow a professional filmmaker that is setting out to create a documentary wanting to prove that ghosts actually do exist. He has a failed first attempt, puts away the camera for a couple of years. He ends up getting sent another piece of footage that intrigues him from a man named Greg out in Pennsylvania. After watching this footage, his fire's reignited. He wants to create his documentary again. He gets in touch with Greg and gets permission to go down to the house to interview him, to get more details on Greg's story and the footage that Greg had recorded in his house. Shortly after he returns home, Greg gets in touch with him again, stating that he's going out of town and he's actually offering his house to him if he wants to come and investigate and record to try and capture some of the activity on camera. Now, over the duration of the 2 movies, he ends up spending quite a bit of time there. I think 3 separate visits. He's spent several days there. He's captured a lot of footage over this time. The reason why I group both movies together, though, again, as I said, they do kind of tell one story, is primarily in the second one, what I found pretty interesting and intriguing. He appears to dig up what looks like undisturbed earth to find a box containing human teeth that he left as a loose end ever since. Even after the 5th entry, there's no mention of what happened with this box. He did refer to it, I think, in the 3rd entry, but he still stated that there was nothing of it. He got no information from it, which, in my opinion, adds a pretty good sense of realism. He also promotes all 5 films heavily as actual authentic documentaries containing actual footage of paranormal events caught on camera. People to date, still in 2021, still question if these are real movies. Coming in at number 8, Mock Doogie Video. Yeah, you're all probably like, what? Mock Doogie what? Yeah, Mock Doogie Video. The movie initially came out in 2003 as video on demand from the film's website. It got a theater release in 2005. In the theaters, it states at the beginning of the movie that the footage that they're watching, the movie you're about to watch, is fictional. Fans refused to believe it. They were convinced that this movie was 100% authentic. When the film was originally released, it was labeled as Korea's Blair Witch Project, despite the 2 films having absolutely no similarities whatsoever. As the Blair Witch takes place in the woods, looking for a witch, this movie takes place in a hotel room while a man is secretly filming himself having sex with a young lady and just happens to capture a ghost on tape. Now, I personally get the impression that this is more of a slow burn movie. There is no subtitles for it, so quite frankly, I didn't understand anything I was watching, but it was quite interesting. Now, coming in at number 7, we got a 2 for 1. The McPherson tape from 1989 and Alien Abduction Incident in Lake County from 1998. Now, the McPherson tape from 1989 is following the McPherson family. They're having a birthday party for little Michelle. She just turned 5. Michelle's brother Michael has a camcorder. He's videotaping the whole birthday party, and bottom line, we all know what happens. They end up capturing a whole alien invasion in their home on tape. The 1998 release is pretty much a higher budget version of the 1989 movie. The only difference really being this time the McPherson family is having Thanksgiving dinner. Again, I believe the son's name was Michael. He's videotaping everything and pretty much all the same thing. Power goes out, they go out to check the fuses, the fuse box is melted or broken or whatnot. They see sparks off from a distance, they go to check it out, they end up seeing an alien ship landed out in the woods. The aliens see them, follow them back to the house, and they shouldn't have followed the aliens.
Oh my God! Holy oh my God, come on guys, we gotta go! Guys, we have to go!
And coming in at number 6, we have The Fourth Kind, starring Mila Jovovich, playing psychiatrist Abby Tyler. Abby uses hypnosis to dig up repressed memories of alien abduction from her patients. Because of these hypnosis sessions, she finds evidence suggesting that she may have been a victim of alien abduction as well. Now, the filming style in this one is pretty cool. The film is presented as reenactments with a mixture of archived footage of the real Abby Tyler. At times through the movie, the reenactments and the archived footage are side by side in a split-screen view, enforcing a very dramatic and authentic feel to the story being told. Despite a poor audience reception when the film was initially released, it built up an impressive following of cult viewers over the past few years. And on an interesting side note, this might be the only found footage movie that actually fooled its viewers while casting a well-known actress. And in the fifth spot, we have The Tunnel. The film takes place in Sydney, Australia, where local government plans to remove several homeless people from the abandoned train tunnels underground, as they plan to transform the tunnels into water reservoirs due to a shortage of fresh water supplies. There have been reports of strange sounds and shadows in the tunnels, and even some of the homeless population have gone missing.
What the fuck was that?
A film crew consisting of cameraman Steve, sound tech Tangles, producer Pete, and journalist Natasha illegally sneak into the underground tunnel system after a failed attempt of bribing a guard to let them inside. Shortly after entering, Tangles goes abruptly missing.
Yo, Tangles! Tangles!
With limited batteries and light, the remaining three go deeper into the tunnels, desperately searching for Tangles, and are soon terrorized by an unknown figure responsible for the missing homeless.
Hey, come on!
Mate, what's happening here? Mate,
Give it a
tell us what's happening.
We're leaving! Is he gonna help us? Go!
Coming in at number 4, Ghostwatch. Presented as live and on air, with actual BBC reporters performing an investigation of a house in Greater London at which poltergeist activity is believed to be taking place. Adding to the realism, the BBC reporters are not taking the investigation seriously and playing Halloween pranks on each other. The live presentation is also encouraging viewers to call in with stories of their own ghostly experiences. Through interviews with neighbors and family members, they discovered the existence of a ghost that has been nicknamed Pipes.
That dark, mysterious figure in the corner of the room.
As the show progresses, the activity gets more frequent and aggressive right up to the film's convincing finale. Turns out after airing this, the BBC received over 30,000 phone calls from frightened viewers. And before we get to the top 3, we have a few honorable mentions.
There's a room down here. Come here, Gary. Come around here. Come here. Come here.
All right.
Can you hold it?
Holy shit.
Which one do you want me
There is no way in hell that I'm
Gary,
going down
follow
there.
him down in there. With
No way am I
Gary.
going down there.
Interrupt this program for a special report from Evening World News in Washington. Here now is Chief National Affairs Correspondent Sander Van Oker.
Good evening. A meteor shower, which appears at this time every year, erupted into a massive cosmic event tonight as pieces of an enormous asteroid plunged to Earth. Reports are just coming in.
It's getting hotter.
There is about 100 pounds of explosives in there, geared to set off the chain reaction. They have just put a match onto the whole pile.
And the countdown continues with movie number 3, Lake Mungo. The film is about a family in Australia who have recently lost 16-year-old Alice by way of drowning. Shortly afterwards, the family begins to experience paranormal activity in their home, and Alice's brother Matthew sets up cameras around the house to capture what is believed to be Alice's ghost. Matthew ends up fessing up that his footage was a hoax, in hopes of having Alice's body exhumed to give his mother closure, as she's in denial about her daughter's passing.
I explained to Dad that I was responsible for the image of Alice in the hallway and the bedroom, and that I created the April 28 backyard photo and the seance image.
Alice's mother stumbles onto a videotape that leads her to Alice's cell phone. The phone contained video footage of Alice coming face to face with a bloated and drowned doppelganger of herself before she actually died. Despite Matthew's attempted hoax, he unknowingly captured Alice's ghost several times. This is revealed during the credits. Coming in at number 2, August Underground. This is the first of 3 movies directed and co-written by Fred Vogel. The film documents Peter, a serial killer, played by Vogel, and his unnamed accomplice, played by co-writer Alan Peters, who kidnap, rape, torture, and murder innocent victims while capturing their evil acts on camera. This film is very violent and graphic and is not for the faint of heart, as sometimes there are just mental images you can't unsee. Being released in 2001, viewers were 100% convinced that this footage was authentic. And the #1 spot, Cannibal Holocaust. Anthropologist Harold Monroe leads a rescue team trying to locate a crew of filmmakers that went missing in the Amazon rainforest while filming a documentary on local cannibal tribes. The rescue team is only able to recover the film crew's cans of film reels containing the footage that they captured. After the rescue team returns to America, the Pan American Broadcasting System asked Monroe to host a documentary that they made from the recovered footage. Monroe is disgusted with the station's decision to air the documentary, as he is appalled with the film crew's actions captured on film. After the station tries to convince Monroe that the footage was staged just to capture more exciting footage, Monroe shows him the remaining footage that only he has seen. After viewing the footage, the executives realize that the film crew didn't stage anything, that the footage was actually authentic.
Watch it, Alan, I'm shooting. Oh, good Lord. It's unbelievable. It's horrible.
They order the footage be destroyed. The movie ends with Monroe leaving the building with a quiet thought of who the real cannibals are.
I wonder who the real cannibals are.
Cannibal Holocaust is an early hybrid film, with approximately 50% of the film being the recovered film footage. This film was powerful inspiration as to what would eventually become the found footage genre. The film was primarily shot on location in the Amazon rainforest with real tribes interacting with the actors. The premiere of the film in Italy caused a great deal of controversy and the film was ordered to be seized. Director Ruggero Deodato was arrested on insanity charges and later charged with multiple counts of murder as rumors spread that his actors were truly dead. The actors appeared in court proving that the rumors were false and Deodato was clear of the charges. The film remained banned in several countries afterwards. Unfortunately, animal deaths in this film are authentic. So guys, do you agree with the list? Is there any movies that weren't mentioned that you feel may have been missed? Let me know in the comments below. Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, subscribe. Maybe leave a comment in the comment section. Hit all those nice YouTube buttons down there, but not the dislike button. That button sucks. Check back in the future for more videos. Bye-bye now.